So today's video is about bad business. Okay, I have two stories, so I'll try to make this one as short as I can, but it's more complicated than it needs to be. All right. So I ordered a new front door for my house. The old one's old and I'm trying to just do some home improvements. So I had this door ordered from Lowe's and they sent me a date, which was a few days ago, that they were going to send a contractor out to install the door. Okay, fine. The contractor comes, he has the door. He's in the process of putting in the door and it looks beautiful. I was so excited about it because I had waited for quite a long time. It took like 6 weeks to make the door and have it painted as well. And it looked really good. So I see the contractor putting in the door, didn't think anything of it, maybe come back because I was doing stuff with the baby. Like 2 minutes later, he pulls me aside and he's like, "This is the wrong door." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, so you can see." So he showed me the door is like shorter than it's supposed to be. So there's like a gap below where I guess the threshold is and where the door begins. There's a gap. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know if they just didn't have this in stock or whatever, but I am, I'm basically gonna put your old door back on and then I'm gonna take this door back." And he apologized. And then there was nothing after that. Like, no, I am gonna go get the door that you're supposed to have and bring it back. And I understand, like, contractors, I'm not the only client that they have. So he basically was like, "Okay, I don't know what to do about this." And then he left. But before he left, the same contractor came to our house before all this, and he actually took like official measurements. And so he compared the measurements to what was in the system versus what he measured. And he's like, "Yeah, no, these are like the same measurements." So basically he's saying, like, if someone messed up, then it was the people who made the door. It was their fault. So he took the door away. I'm sitting there just like looking stupid and salty because I just was looking so forward to this door. He said that Lowe's would call me the next day. They never did, of course. So I called them today and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're working on that now. Sorry, no one called you." And they're going to see if they can put like a door jamb in so it kind of secures the door, or we're going to have to like order a whole new other door and that's going to take another 6 to 8 weeks. Now, here's my frustration with this whole thing. I paid for this door months ago and I'm trying to figure out, like, my overall feeling is why, like, how does this happen? Am I wrong for wanting a door done in the time that they said they were going to do it? So again, before this even happened, when I was purchasing the door, they're like, "Oh, the manager of the store was like, so they'll call you when the door gets into our physical store because they have to check it." That's literally what she said. They have to check it and look over and see if there's any problems. And then once we do that, we'll call you and then we'll get it set up with a contractor. None of that happened. They never called me. I had to call them, and I hate having to track people down for like things that they're supposed to do. So they called me and told me that they had the door there. All they have to do is wait for the contractor to make the, appointment, make the arrangements for him to come out. So my overall question is, if you had the door in your physical store, how did you miss that the measurements were not correct? Like, I'm super confused as to like how this happens. The manager's supposed to call me back later today and tell me like what's the deal. But if you there's just so many parts to the story that like annoy me, and it makes me not ever want to do business with Lowe's. The fact that they like never, and I'm not like a high maintenance customer. I just want what I want. Like, that's really it. Like, you pay for something, you get the service. Like, I don't understand how this is like so complicated. I don't understand how the contractor came to my house and did not know that the door was not the correct measure. I mean, he knew once he applied the door, but I don't understand how like it got to that point where like none of this was like checked off. I don't understand. So they're going to call me today to see what's going on. But like the fact that they never called me the first time about like just communicating what is going on with this door is annoying to me. The fact that I literally had this door on my hinges and the contractor took it off because nothing was checked and he didn't have time to go back to get the door. Initially, he thought it was like they could just restock it, but something told me that this was my door. It was a super specific color. It was a super specific window panel on the door. So I doubt that they had this just in stock. So I just had a feeling that this was my door. And I just don't understand. This, like, to me, is just such bad business. Like, I'm going to be mad if they call me and say, we're going to have to order a whole new door, because I just don't even feel like that should happen. Like, I'm in a predicament now where I don't know how to complain correctly without, like, coming off as, like, this huge bitch, because that's how I feel right now. Like, I just have so many questions as to, like, how do you... Like if they come at me and say like, oh, we need to order this door and it costs this much, like, how do you basically come to them and say, I'm not paying for this? Like, I feel like you need to order this door and I'm still not paying for it. I mean, I just don't, I don't know how to like negotiate in these situations, because I don't, like, it's one of those things where like, I understand that like there's setbacks when it comes to like building a home, or not, you know, like when you with home renovations, I understand that, but like, because nothing was communicated to me, and like, I just feel like these were things that I feel like could have been easily communicated. This is making me mad. Like, if the company, if I don't understand, like, if the official measurements were sent out to the company, why would they make the door shorter and then not tell Lowe's that the door was made shorter? Like, there's so many gaps in communication that I don't understand how this happened. That's basically my question. Like, how did this happen, and why is it happening to me? I'm sure I'm not the only person this has happened to, but I just feel like this is just such bad business. So I'm waiting to hear back for what the manager says. The second story is I had a landscaper come to our house maybe like a month ago, and they did a phenomenal job. This is another part of bad business, is sometimes it's even more heartbreaking. So the guys actually did a really good job, and they did such a good job, we wanted to come back out and mow our lawn. I left a message, and I have yet to hear from them. It's like 2-3 days later. And usually like they respond almost immediately, like within like 30 minutes. So I called. Oh, I forgot to say this. So they actually were supposed to come. I talked to one of the landscaping guys maybe like a week ago or so, and he was going to come out the Friday before the weekend of Memorial Day. And he never showed up. Like, his team just never showed up. I was like, okay, maybe they were thinking about this Friday. So I left a message, and they have yet to hear from them. That's one of the things. I've had this happen to me before with hairstylists, where they're really good, or another form of business where they're really good, and then they just ghost. Like, I'm trying to give you business, but you're not returning. I don't know, you're not responding. Like, how many chances do you give people? They're good, and I want to use them again. But again, this is also communication is a huge part of business. So how many chances am I supposed to get? I feel like most people would have like moved on at this point. Like, okay, well, it's taking you forever to respond to like a simple message. I'm just gonna, because there's plenty of landscapers. There's landscapers all over the place. But yeah, like, I think because you want to utilize them because they're good, but like, oh my God, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm saying the same things over and over again because I'm trying to process like how these things occur. I don't understand it. So yeah, I'm at a point now where like, I'm just trying to figure out how do you voice your, like, how do you voice how upset you are and still get what you need done? Because I know plenty of people that like call and yell at customer service, and they have nothing, you know, like a lot of the times it was out of their hands like this, but it's still something you need to address, because I'm sure this happens a lot, and it's just like, I don't know how you're allowed to get away with this. Like, I don't want this to be a situation, especially with the door, where they're like, oh, well, you're going to have to wait another 6 weeks. Like, why do I have to wait another? I understand like you have to make the door, Like, I get that part of it, but like, why do I even have to wait 6 weeks for another door in the first place? Like, so anyways, I just had to get that off my chest because I don't really know how to, I don't know how to complain. I'm trying to brace myself for the worst because I feel like, I mean, this is already a dumb situation. Like, what's stopping it from making it dumber? Like, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to have to, and then like, I don't know. That's all I have to say. I don't understand how the door company, yeah, I feel like I'm just repeating the same things. But anyways, I just had to get it off my chest. Like, I'm so sick of bad business. Like, it's just, anyways, thanks for listening. Bye.